Hey everyone, welcome to the video. My name is Dwane Thomas. I am the author of Visual Latin and Word Up, which you can find linked down below. I also created these charts years ago and they are free to you. We're going to be using them during this video and during many videos to come. On these charts, there are verbs on the front and verbs on the back. It's the same verbs on the front as there are on the back. We'll talk about that later in this series. But if you go to page 2, you'll find the nouns. We are reading through First Year Latin by Robert Henle, and we have reached exercise 12. So here, really, we're practicing with first declension nouns, and we are practicing with second declension nouns. Our first one is Gloria Dei. So Gloria is a first declension noun, ends with A, and it just means glory. Deus is a second declension noun. We could replace equus with Deus. And if we drop down and replace equi, if we replace the EQU here with DE, then we would have the root word. And if we drop down, we would have Deus Dei. So this one is in the genitive case. And the genitive case means, typically we use the word of. So this phrase then means the glory of God. All right, the next one is amicus. We'll drop equus and pretend it's not there. We'll pretend we have amicus. Amicus is in the nominative case. It means friend. And the next word is servi. So we could pretend we don't have equus here. Pretend we have servus here. Servus means a slave, and servi means of the slave. So the friend of the slave, or the friend of the servant. It's in the genitive case. Number 3, we have amicus Dei, the friend of God. Dei has this genitive ending here, of God. Amicus Dei. Number 4, Victoria. Victoria is a first declension feminine word, like via up here. Some people with the restored classical pronunciation are going to say via and Victoria. I prefer the Italian or ecclesiastical pronunciation. So Victoria Dei means the victory, and there's that Dei again. We've had it in sentence 1 and 3, sentences 1 and 3, even though they're not really sentences. And now we have it in sentence 4. So Victoria Dei, the victory of God. Gloria Christi, we already looked at Gloria. Gloria means glory. Christus is a second declension word, so a second declension masculine word, so we'd say Christus. Christi, of Christ. Christo, to Christ. Christum, Christ. Christo, with Christ, etc. Christi, Gloria Christi, the glory of Christ. By the way, somebody asked me, or maybe they commented on one of the videos, why are all these phrases so religious? Robert Henle was a Catholic priest, and he wrote what he knew, and there are a lot of Catholic sentences in this book. A lot of sentences in this book come from Catholic sources or Catholic concepts. The other source of many of the sentences will be from the commentaries on the Gallic Wars by Julius Caesar. As we get deeper into the book, you'll see more and more of those. It's really 2 sources he's pulling from for all of his sentences. Either the scriptures or the Bible or Catholic documents, or from the commentaries on the Gallic Wars by Julius Caesar. So those are really the 2 types of sentences you're going to see throughout this entire series. The grammar that we're learning is Latin grammar, so it's the same. It applies to other books as well. So if you want a more enjoyable experience learning Latin, continue watching these videos and learn grammar here if you want to. But go read the book Lingua Latina by Hans Ørberg. Hans Ørberg wrote a book on Latin called Lingua Latina, Familia Romana, and really he uses a story to teach us the language. It's much more interesting. Okay, number 6, Gloria. This is a first declension feminine word. And then Maria would also be a first declension feminine word. Her name would end with A, Maria, that's Mary. And then in the genitive, Mariae, some people would say Mariae, Mariae. I would say Mariae. Restored classical pronunciation might say Mariae. Gloria Mariae, Gloria Mariae. And that is the glory of Mary genitive case. Number 7, Victoria Christianorum. Victoria is a first declension word. We already talked about that in sentence 4. Not sentence, but exercise 4. Victoria Christianorum. If we take the word Christianus, which means Christian, And we add all the endings. We get Christiani, of the Christian, Cristiano, to the Christian, Christianum, the Christian, Cristiano, by, with, or from the Christian, Christiani, the Christians, and then here it is right here, Christianorum, of the Christians. So we have Victoria Christianorum, Christianorum in the genitive case, genitive plural, the victory of the Christians. Servus Dei, we've already learned all of these words, or used all these words. Yeah, we had servus here, but we turned it into servi. So servus means slave or servant, and then Dei means of God. We saw that in 1, 3, and 4. Then we have amicus Christi. Amicus means friend, and we already talked about Christi here in number 5. So amicus Christi, the friend of Christ. And then finally we have number 10, filius Dei. Filius means son. Dei means of God in the genitive case. Filius Dei, we saw that in multiple examples already. Okay, guys, we're reading through First Year Latin by Robert Henle. Of course, if you want a digital copy of it, you can find it linked down below. And if you need a physical copy of the book, you can also find it linked down below. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.